Hi, cyberspace. Can we talk about time? Because it's been acting really strangely this week, and I don't know why. We were talking about time in my geology class today because we just got to geologic time and how the Earth has been around for billions and billions of years in these eons, but in the span of the time that the universe has been around, the Earth has been around for like nanoseconds, like the blink of an eye. And the only thing I could think of throughout the entire hour-long geology lecture was what the doctor says about time. How we as human beings perceive it as a simple and strict linear progression of cause to effect, when in fact it's more like a big ball of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. Have you seen the episode Blink? If you haven't seen the episode Blink, you should definitely see it because it's an amazing episode. But if you take my advice and you do watch it, take this advice as well. Do not watch Blink in a basement with the lights off at midnight. Not really healthy in the nightmare department. Just slipping that in there, just saying. So, the way time is perceived is different from the way time actually works, I think is what the doctor is trying to get across. But that's even true outside of a science fiction TV show where he travels through time in a box. Like, today is Wednesday, and linearly, yes, it's Wednesday, but there's something in my brain that today feels like a Friday. I don't know why. It just, when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, it's Wednesday. And like, why is that? Why do I perceive that? And I honestly, because I'm not a philosophical person, like I couldn't come up with an answer. Um, I think it's the way that time is a big ball of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff, and how the way it's perceived by humans as linear could be wrong. There's no, we haven't studied it enough to know that if it is in fact that strict linear progression. But the reason I freaked out this morning when I thought it was Friday was because then I would be really, really behind on NaNoWriMo. Like, I flipped a yeah, I'm not gonna swear. I flipped out this morning when I woke up and I was like, it's Friday. Oh my god, that means I'm like 3,000 more words behind. And then I was like, no, no, I'm not. It's Wednesday, and I caught up last night. I wrote for 4 hours straight to catch up. I wrote 3,578 words, or some crazy number like that, just to catch up. So I'm proud to say that I am at 15,035 words. I just finished chapter 4 of my novel, and plot bunnies are evil. They they bite you, and then they're like the killer rabbit in Monty Python, okay? They bite your face and then they just stay there until you write them. I hate plot bunnies. Well, actually, that's a lie. I love plot bunnies because then you do write them and they're usually really awesome, but at the same time, that's not what was supposed to happen in the outline and in the character development sheets that I did. Like, I have this whole notebook full of stuff about these characters that are in my book, and I have like a 3-page outline of what was supposed to happen in my book. Yeah, well, King Henry is not a wimpy, useless, worthless piece of crap. He's actually pretty awesome, and like I want to write about him more than I want to write about my main character, which is a problem considering that the main character isn't anywhere near King Henry. He's like actually in a different country, and I'm going to go back to Alexi Dutton now, where I am in my book, and like I won't like chapter 5 is about Alexi, and chapter 6 is about Alexi, and chapter 7 is about Jack Wilson, Alexi's best friend, and chapter 8 or whatever number I'm on is about Alexi, and like I don't go back to King Henry until like chapter like 9 or 10. I've got a while to go until I hit this character who just like bit me last night, and I just wrote him like crazy, and he's awesome, and I'm like, you know what? This is not what I'm supposed to be writing about. And like part of me really, really wanted to force myself away from that and force myself to write what I was supposed to be writing according to my outline and according to my character charts and all this stuff. But most of me was just like, but if I do that, then I won't want to write it. And if I don't want to write it, then what's the point? Then I'm not having fun, and then it's just a waste of time. So I sat down and I wrote for 4 hours about King Henry the Awesome Dude who's plotting court intrigues against his own courts in order to keep the country from falling apart at the seams. And it was fun. I had a blast. And I have 1,667 words to write for today. So, I will see you next Wednesday. I'll keep being nerdy and thinking about time and weird things like that on rainy days. And you should let me know what you think about time, if it's linear or if it's just a big ball of stuff. And I should go write my novel. So I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye, guys!